Hey guys, this is Cowboy Bricks, and today I'm going to be going over this alternate build here. It's of these two sets, two of the Clone Trooper and Battle Droid battle packs. And this is my alternate build. As you can see, it's an AAT, a stop speeder, a BARC speeder with sidecar sort of, and then a bunch of side builds. I'm going to be going over it all, but first let's quickly go over the side builds. First of all, there's this like electro staff, I guess, so you could have one of your droids hold, except it has to be standing back at a really funny angle to actually hold it or it'll fall over. So there's that. Then there's two of these droid head things from this set. I mean you could use them as shield generators. You also don't have to make them because it just kind of looks funny, but it could be shield generators. There is a stop speeder. It looks a little bit different than the official one from the set, as you can see, because I made this after I made the AAT, and the AAT was what this alternate build was originally supposed to be, and then I added all the other stuff because there was a ton of extra pieces. You can see the front is quite a bit different. It uses these inverted slopes. It doesn't look too bad. It's not my favorite, but it plays its part. Then we got whatever the heck this thing is. It could be a little drone, like probe droid sort of thing, or it could be a weapon holder. I'm not sure. You can use your imagination with that. Then we got this weapon holder, which kind of is really big for it only holds 2 weapons, but it is what it is. There's just extra pieces. Then I got this like defense barrier, like a wall barrier, and it looks pretty ugly on the inside, but it stands with these pieces perfectly fine. And then I made this out of the like whatever these pieces are. It's supposed to be kind of like one of those anti-tank things from real life, but I don't think it would realistically work very well on an AAT, but I think it looks pretty cool. And now, before I get onto the AAT, I'm going to talk about the BARC speeder with sidecar. Obviously, the front is definitely different than a BARC speeder. Yeah, it uses these pieces. These could be guns on the front, or it could just be, or blasters, but it could just be some, I don't know. It just looks kind of cool. The thing is, this does rotate up and down because the way I put it on. If you put this down and just press down, then it's at a pretty good angle. You can see on this side there is a light blaster on this side just because I wanted to use extra pieces. This speeder has a lot of different blasters. And then it has space for both of the storage crates in the set, so that was pretty nice. And then on the sidecar, you can see instead of a regular blaster, I made this like turret sort of thing. It has a control panel on the back, and I guess the clip could be some sort of sights, and a nice barrel on the end. And then these on the side, you could pretend that they're blasters, or they could just be greebling. I don't know. I kind of put them on with the intention of blasters, but it seems like this speeder has enough blasters anyway. Alright, now on to the moment you've all been waiting for, and probably the reason why you have clicked on this video, the AAT. As you can see, it's definitely a little small, and there's also some barrel replacements that I'll get to in a minute. But you can see it's a little small, and you might be thinking there's no way that there's any like play features with that. But it's gone through so many different modifications and different like phases of how I was making it that I'm not a very good alternate builder, and so this was one of my first like challenges. I did a community post the other day on what you guys should, or what you guys think I should make, and there were some different comments, and thank you for your comments, by the way. I'm really appreciative. But like, I tried making a Hailfire droid like someone asked, and that didn't work out. I tried making the other suggestions, but it just didn't work out good. And then I saw these pieces on the bottom, and I remembered an alternate build by 3 Lice Blue that I did a video about a couple weeks ago, and I was like, wait, I wonder if I could make an AAT out of this. It seemed like there was enough curved pieces, and I ended up coming up with this, which I'm really proud about, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out. You can see I even added this little spot that's like a hatch on the front. That was one of the big things that I wanted to put, because to make it realistic, I really like how it looks with all the gray and then the dark separatist blue. I think it looks really awesome. You can see I added some side cannons, which realistically there would be 2 different cannons, but there just wasn't the pieces for that in this set. And with the size, it would have looked funny. but these can move up and down. They're on there pretty sturdily, besides it's just connected by one stud. And then this can kind of come out. The barrel, as I said, there are some barrel attachments, but I'll show you that in a minute. This can move up and down totally. I did have it to where these were the 1x4s, and I had this whole section. Since I built it with this brick with studs on all sides, so I had it clipped onto a piece upside down on these, and so it would have had just the range of motion that this had. But then I wasn't really pleased with that, and so I put it on this bar, and I'm much more happy with it. And you can barely notice that the bar's there unless you go from the back. But the problem with the other one too is it couldn't move down very well without the back looking super ugly. And so now I'm super pleased with this. It moves up really nice, and it can move to the side even. The only problem is these pieces fall out sometimes because they're just held on by one stud, but they are easy to put back on. You can see it moves all the way around. And yeah, the top, this cannon part also went through a couple different phases, like this area, and I came up with this, and I'm finally happy with it. Now, before I get on to the other things, I'll show you the barrel attachments. So you can see, well, not really attachments, but swappable barrels. You can see the way that this one is the bar is going in all the way without this stopping it. Well, one, just to add a little bit of greebling with the rest of this, but also so that it could go in farther, because one of the other barrels has it the other way, and so it sticks out a little bit farther with just that on the end, which I think looks fine too, but I think it looks too perfect, I guess, with these other ones. I just wasn't a huge fan of that. And then the last one is all these candlestick pieces, or whatever they're called. It goes in, like, if I can ever get it in. There we go. And I think this one looks good too. Yeah, it just, you guys could use whichever one you want. This one just looks a little bit fat and not enough detail for me. That's why I liked this long one. Oh, that piece was supposed to stay on there. Whatever. You could also take these pieces off and not have as much blue on the bottom, but on an actual AAT there is blue down here, so I just put it like that. You can see there are a couple gaps here, which I don't think looks too bad, but it's not my favorite. Also, this whole top piece does somewhat easily come off because it's just held on by these two studs, and then you just gotta kind of try and figure and like finagle it in there, and then it just sits fine like that. Now, you might be thinking there's no way a droid could actually fit in that. Well, you'd be wrong, because you can lift this up and it's on hinges. And yes, a droid can fit in there. It's a little crammed in like that, but it can fit, and I'm very proud that I could add that in. I wasn't planning on adding it in, but then when I rearranged how the barrel would go, I started trying and fitting a droid in there, and it actually worked way better than I thought it would. These back sides were gonna have to, since they're on the hinge, they were gonna have to fold down to move the barrel down with these pieces, but then I ended up putting the bar and clip on there, and I'm way more happy with that. I'm very pleased with this alternate build that I've made. I wish there was enough pieces to make an AAT out of just one of the battle packs, but there's no way. I had a hard time building this. It took me a couple hours to get a base design down, and then I had to figure out all the different details that needed to be added. Like down here used to be way more chunky, and then I realized an AAT just kind of goes in. It's not very gradual. It's kind of a steep turn in. I'll make instructions for this if you guys want me to. I mean, I'll probably make them anyway. As you can see, this droid takes a lot to stand up. It's not the easiest with this Magna thing. But yeah, if you guys really want me to, I'll make instructions. And I mean, I probably will anyway. Like I said, I'd just like to see some support for it, because I don't have another 2 copies, so I can't. It's harder to make them. Also, do you guys want me to make instructions as like a video of it getting put together, more like a stop motion, or do you want me to make instructions on like Studio, or something like that. I would really appreciate anything telling me like that. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please throw me a like down below and comment down below what you thought of this. If you guys liked this alternate build, if you guys would actually build it and take the pieces from these two sets, which I think is the best battle pack builds we've ever gotten. The Stap is amazing. The Droid is really good. The Speeder's fine. The Turret's kind of weird. But if you guys would actually take apart those sets and make this, comment down below. I'd really appreciate any comments. And just support on this, because this took me a while and I just want to hear what you guys think. Comment down below any alternate builds you want to see me review, or if you want me to try and make my own alternate build of some sets. I'm trying to do a lot more of that and less reviewing of other people's, since I'm sort of running out of alternate builds to make. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time on Cowboy Bricks.